How we doing, gamers? Welcome back to some more green grasses, the world in Minecraft that, like many others that you create with a single biome, is all plains. Plains as far as the eye can see. If we go right on up here, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Looking around here, look at all this grass. This is the fabulous, most best grass in all of Minecraft, in my opinion, right here. Look at this. Love these green pixels right here. Absolutely amazing. Great stuff we got going on here. Anyways, today, you can probably infer right now that this world is relatively new. Welcome to part 4 of this series, I think. Yeah, it's part 4. Yeah, so here we are. This is the world. As you can see, it's very early game. Not very surprising. Today we're going to be doing some essential early game things, such as locating ourselves a caves. Now, if you've played Minecraft before, you'll know that caves are rather essential to your progression in this game. You basically need your caves to get your diamonds and all your other good stuff. It's really essential that you go and find a cave, hence why literally part of the game is literally called mine. So we're going to try to locate one. I have been able to locate a lot of copper, but there are great items down below, deep within the earth, deep within the Minecraft world. A lot of essential items that we need, but first we're going to do something I think that is equally as important. If you guys remember correctly, in the 40-minute episode that wasn't meant to be 40 minutes that existed and still exists, in that video, we found ourselves an absolute jackpot of a villager. Not just any kind of jackpot villager. A villager that I think if I remember correctly, it had like, Sharpness 5. It was a librarian, obviously, and I'm 99% sure it had paper as one of its trades. They tend to have that. So today, we're going to go lock those trades with this 39 stacks, or 39 pieces of paper right here. It'd be pretty crazy if it was 39 stacks. We're gonna go find that guy. Pretty sure he should still be in existence. And in theory, the chunk shouldn't be loaded either. So he should be exactly where we left him off. And yeah, we're gonna go lock that guy's trades because I really don't want this guy switching trades for whatever reason. I know it's kind of unlikely, but you know, you always gotta be safe. And then we'll come back to this guy like many episodes later, and it'll all be good. I will have done myself a favor. I'll go back and look up on this video and see that, man, that was a really good thing I did back in the day. So the village is not going to be this village right here. This is the very first village. This is probably where we're going to be gathering, like, the majority of our villagers, to be honest. But obviously, the guy that's in the village, he's way down there. I gotta find a way over there. I think I might have to jump this river right here real quick. Fortunately, we sunk way too deep right there into the water, but that's okay because the donkey now floats as of 1.21.11. For those of you who haven't seen the first episode, just to fill you in, I don't really like this feature right here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, come on. Like, someone in, like, full armor right there riding on top of, like, any mount, I think reasonably the mount would sink to the bottom because of, you know, weight, physics, gravity. It's a thing, though. It's not nearly as practical as running a boat across the water, though, obviously. It's much slower. But it works. Even if the water is, like, many blocks deep, it doesn't matter. You can just go right across it. But anyways, here's the village. Also, did I take note of this blacksmith? I do know we went out, earlier and looked for blacksmiths, because those guys, they have particularly good, chests. So I'm just gonna check this real quick, and it does look like I indeed took this, so that's good. Yeah, anyways, that might be the guy right on over there. We need you. Come here. Hello, buddy. You are not the guy I'm looking for. It looks like they're about to have their village meeting, which is extremely convenient, so I'm just gonna check this guy right on over here. And you are not the guy either. Pretty sure I saw this guy, like, down here, if memory serves me. He was like right here, I think, was the exact spot. I walked up to him, interacted with him, and boom, there it was. And you are the guy I'm looking for. So there we go. What a deal. There's an advancement. This guy will never change his trade, unless something absolutely terrible happens that has never happened before, I think, in the history of Minecraft. This guy's trades are now locked, so there it is. Sharpness 5. He's going to be here. It's for 58 emeralds, which is a little crazy, but... you know, I'll honestly take what I can get. But anyways, yeah, welcome to the big old Minecraft world, baby. I know I've had this computer for over a year. I've said this a lot, but I just really, really like being able to play at such a high render distance and not have frame rate issues. Like, looking here at the debug screen, 60 FPS did have a little bit of a frame drop right there, just slightly, you know. Occasionally it goes down to 59, which is a little weird, but you know, it is what it is. The game runs good, and I am very happy. Yeah, I'm just very glad I get to play on a computer like this, a fancy computer that I honestly didn't even know was like a thing for a reasonable price. This is it right here. Love this view. I honestly kind of feel a little tempted right now to make this a wallpaper. Like, just take a nice little screenshot. Come on, maybe throw some shaders on here too. I'm not gonna do that though, just because, you know, I think that would be going a little bit off topic, but it's a very nice view. We're gonna go check it out after I take a nap, because the sun is going down, and I'd rather not deal with any mobs right now. It also might be wiser to bring a better pickaxe, potentially. So we'll come back here in just a minute. I'm just gonna go, there are no beds in there. I am just gonna return to the base after sleeping. We'll be back here, and we're gonna go search for a cave. Alright, back at the base, here's the plan. I'm gonna craft the first iron pickaxe of the world right here. Pretty sure I shouldn't have another one lying around, but I'm just gonna go check just to be sure. We don't want to waste any iron at this point in the game where we can barely get our hands on some. I believe I have some valuables right here in the old chest boat. Looking in here. Nope, I am mistaken. Alright, let's go back. There we go, we'll craft that, and now what we're gonna do is we're going to craft another pickaxe, and that's going to be another copper pickaxe. So basically we're only gonna use the iron pickaxe where we actually need it. So yeah, if we come across any diamonds or something, redstone, something that needs an iron pickaxe, we'll use it. Otherwise we'll use the copper pickaxe. I also think we could use some more torches too, so I'm gonna use some of the charcoal right here. There we go, 27, that should be more than enough, especially with dynamic lighting and everything. I know it's not in the vanilla game, but it is pretty nice to have. And off we go, into the, what's not the sunset, the area, the thing. The place where the terrain definitely seems to get a little higher, that's for sure. And what do we have going on right here? This is not far from the village at all. Actually, so that's the village near our house. The village that is on the ocean is right here. We're gonna check that out first, because that looks like it has some serious potential. But first I gotta make sure this donkey doesn't run away. So unfortunately I'm going to have to go a little bit of a distance, and we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and walk back on over. I think sprint jumping is actually gonna be faster than the donkey, not gonna lie. So that was a little pointless, but that's okay. Where is that cave? I believe that should be it right there. And looking down here, it's definitely a little bit deep, hence why we're going to explore it. And already we've come across some coal. That's a little promising, but oh boy, this might be a winner right here. Literally first try, we found ourselves a good cave. I could have entered it in a much safer way just by using this right here, but that's okay. You know, it's whatever. Things happen. No ores to be seen around here. Except this right here. Very nice. I'm gonna try to spare as many of the torches as I can right here. Would you look at there? A mob I've been looking for a very long time, at least in the past. A spider. Oh my goodness, there's a skeleton there too. That's great. Gotta be very careful. That's the spider taken out, and skeleton is right here. And there's even more buddies waiting for me down here. Creeper, you can get out of here as well. You can leave. I don't really need you all that much. I believe there's one more right on over here. Yep, another skeleton. Narrowly dodged an arrow right there, but that is okay. Get rid of you. And now we have access to a full ravine right here. Very good stuff. Oh my goodness, there's another skeleton. How'd that dude not hit me? That was literally right in my face. You saw that. That's so weird. It happens with creepers too sometimes when I'm collecting music discs and stuff. Looks like we got some iron right here. I'll absolutely take that. Bigger vein than what I'm used to, that's for sure. Going deeper right here, we got a little bit of copper right there. Just gonna check around a little bit more. This is indeed a winner of a cave, or a potential winner. You know, it could all literally just be duds going out of here, but if it goes just a little bit deeper in the world, that could be quite quite nice. The iron, I'm really liking the iron right here. The amount of iron I'm finding, that's really good. That is actually fantastic. And if this connects up with a mine shaft, that would even be better because this pickaxe is about to go out. And if this is as big as it's really making itself out to be right now, I can craft myself a new one if I just smelt some stuff up in a furnace using the coal and stuff. Anyways, going right up here, we've got a little bit of a narrow section that opens up into something a little bigger. It does indeed connect with the area I was just in, but there is more iron up here. That's nice. And we have 25 raw iron right there. Very, very good stuff. That's a lot, at least for this part of the game. Very nice. Unfortunately, what I said earlier about every passageway being a dud, I might have just brought that upon myself. I might have legit just jinxed this entire caving trip. Because I can't seem to find any new passageways around here, except for this that I'm mining right now. However, I am seeing a little something going up right there. It's kind of in the opposite direction of where I want to go, you know, down into the earth. But, you know, I suppose we can go check up there, too, in a minute. Alright, so this goes, like, way, way up. Holy frick, that was terrifying. Oh my goodness, that creeper came out of freaking nowhere, dude. Oh man. That could have been it. That legit could have been it right there. Oh man, that would be a huge, huge oof. But you know, I'm just very, very crazy like that and stood right through it like an absolute champ. Hopefully there are no other creepers waiting for me up there. That would really be a shame. I did not bring a water bucket with me here. I don't even think we have any buckets yet in the entire world, to be honest. So we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and carve out some stairs to go up here. Would you look at that? Iron. Very nice. Right as I said that. I'm telling you, this cave, it's having potential again. We're a little higher than where I want it to be. What is our elevation? I'm still getting used to this. Okay. 49. That's not bad. And here we are, back at the ravine. I kind of forgot about this, not gonna lie. We want to get down, preferably into the deep slate area, which is going to be below 0. For those of you who don't play these versions, I imagine most people watching this right now are kind of used to me playing versions prior to caves and cliffs and everything. But yeah, the modern Minecraft works a little bit differently, which is kind of why I wanted to make this series right here. This is the ravine, and there should be more goodies here for me to collect, as well as more passageways, not gonna lie. Kind of forgot about it, but you know, that is okay. We're back, and yeah, hopefully there are more passageways branching off of this. I would really like there to be. It doesn't look like there's anything in this direction, but that leaves the other direction, you know. We got a little bit of copper. Not gonna mine up a whole bunch of copper, because that's probably gonna fill up our inventory like crazy. I do want to leave some space for some other things as well. I need to eat because I'm like at half health right here. Yeah, we're gonna go about this smart and okay, that guy just bypassed my shield. That's great. Yeah, we're gonna go about this smart with the shield in hand right here. And not the torch. What the frick? I literally had the shield up. You saw that. Hold on, do that again. I dare you. You stupid idiot. Come here. There we go. See? What the frick was that? I had to the shield. I'm gonna have to look back at the footage, guys. I'm gonna have to like legitimately look back at that, cause that wasn't normal. He didn't have like piercing on that. It wasn't even a crossbow. That skeleton. He was literally hacking. Like, come on, dude. What the frick? Anyways, going down here, we have another narrow passageway that just got a little wider. It took us exactly back to where we were earlier, and I probably explored this place earlier, backwards. I can actually remember it going back up here. That's great. And I believe I was trying to explore this way, because this is an area I have not yet accessed. Going over here, we got some coal on the wall right there, and something right up over here. And that something is iron. Yay! We love iron. I'm gonna put a torch right there just to light things up a little bit, you know, mark the area. Same deal over here. Grab the copper because we have lots of available space in this slot, if you couldn't already tell. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cap out at 2 stacks of copper, though. Don't think we need any more than that for now, at least. Looking over there, I do see the other part of this cave, so I'm gonna do a little bit of parkour. Very good stuff. And in here, we have multiple caves that all collide with each other. That's a really good sign in any Minecraft version that you found yourself a good cave system. Anyways, exploring this right here. A little lacking in terms of ores. Kind of has that little bit of a creepy vibe to it, not gonna lie, you know, going down here with just this torch in my hand, and the only thing keeping everything visible being dynamic lighting. It's not even in the vanilla game, so yeah, I guess that's just how I feel. I thought that torch right there that I placed not too long ago, it was lava. If it was lava, that would be pretty nice, because, you know, it means you're really deep underground and everything, but that is not true, unfortunately. Let me verify that. Yeah, only... Okay, 36 ain't bad. That's not far from the range in which we can experience some good ore action right there, like gold and redstone and lapis. I think actually lapis generates up further, but yep, just you know, normal caving stuff. You know, I'm kind of surprised we haven't come across any lapis lazuli right now, because I think that stuff generates a little bit more common up here at about this level right here, but you know, it's whatever. It's not like it's the most essential thing. In fact, we literally have no use for that stuff right now, and we'll probably never have a use for that until we get an enchantment table. And you know I always prefer to just, you know, find villagers and use an anvil, but holy moly, we got ourselves a big chamber right here. Look at this! Oh my goodness! Look at that. That's amazing. So yeah, we've got plenty of stuff branching off of here. That's a really good sign that this cave is not going to end any soon. Creeper! My goodness, another creeper jump scare? That's hilarious. Good stuff. Not gonna collect any more copper. I think we got a pretty good amount of that stuff. Going in here, we got ourselves a zombie. And looking around in here, we've got a few different passageways, it looks like. None of which are going down, but we're slowly going down in the depths right here. I'm just gonna put a torch, just so that way I know I've been in this area. I literally said I wasn't gonna mine the copper, and literally almost started mining it automatically right there. At this point, just grabbing every ore is kind of like muscle memory to me, because I'm used to having like so much storage later in the game. Going on over here, we're gonna check out this passageway. So far, I see some lava. That's a good sign, but we gotta be very careful of that stuff. That will definitely leave a mark if we touch that. I'm gonna try my best to get by it right here without getting burned. That was a very close call. And going down beyond the lava right here, we got ourselves what was once the end of a cave. Looks like we got something else right here, just an air pocket, but we'll take the coal. And now it does look like we are running out of durability on this other copper pickaxe right here. So, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go explore that passageway I saw earlier for just a brief moment that went down, more down than the rest. I heard a skeleton. Skeleton, buddy, where are you at? Oh my god, he's right there. Holy frick. Alright, we're gonna do something a little bold and fight this guy in the dark. He's right here. I can see him because of the light over there. Good stuff. We got through that nice and safely. Now, passageway. It's this right here. This one might be the winner right here. This one goes down, down, down. I am absolutely loving this right now. Yeah, we'll just keep going down right here. See if this ends up going anywhere. Alrighty, I'm seeing some iron. We gotta be very careful not to fall down there, though. We don't want to just jump down there, because, you know, that could result in some serious leg injuries. Unfortunately, it does look like we're going to have to say goodbye to the copper pickaxe right there. Time to break out the iron one, because I am greedy and I want this iron right here. And, you know, this has loads of durability on it. We just gotta make sure this one doesn't break. This is kind of our last life right here. Looking down further, it just keeps going down, down, and more down, which is what you love to see. But unfortunately, did it just end? Aw, that sucks. It just ended. But it's okay. We'll grab the iron right here. What Y level is this? That's not bad. Y16? It's one of the numbers you just saw right there. Yeah, that's this passageway, I guess. So, we're just gonna grab the copper, because I think this is gonna be the end of the video right here. I don't want this dragging on too long. So, yeah, this is the cave system. I'm not going to end the video just yet, though, because I do want to see if there is anything else this cave has to offer. Besides, you know, all these ores right here. But I think that's, like, probably the most adventurous part of the episode done. Unless I'm deeply mistaken. Alright, so after a little bit more exploring, I've come across this right here. Just a whole bunch of gravel. Nothing really too crazy to write home about, but what I'm mainly here for is the flint right here. Really glad I was able to get that so fast, because we're going to need that for flint and steel later. And I kind of want to get to the nether as quick as possible, because, you know, you guys definitely haven't seen the vanilla nether, at least in a hot minute on this channel. Also, I just heard an enderman. Oh my goodness, that's a freaking creeper. That was crazy. Why'd that guy not, like, walk in there? Like, he was, like, within perfect proximity to me. He could have easily, that could have been it. He just walks right on up here, blows up behind me, and I'm cooked. Cooked with a capital C, as I always say. Oh, would you look at that? Some lapis. Well, about time this thing decided to show up. Holy frick. But yeah, that could have been it right there. The creeper literally had the perfect opportunity right there. When I was right in here, I couldn't escape at all. The only thing I'd be able to do, and this would require some quick thinking, is to just run right through the guy and hope for the best. I'd probably still take some damage from that. But yeah, that could have been it. That creeper is like the bane of my existence right now. On a side note, I think the Enderman's really traveling. Not gonna take this guy out, because that probably wouldn't go very well, to be honest. That dude has twice my health. And yeah, just Endermen in general, they're just kind of hard to avoid. They really like to run around. And yeah, probably the most deadly overworld mob, like at least the ones that like spawn at night. Obviously, like, there are a lot of mobs in the overworld. Definitely the most powerful being the Warden by a long shot. I think the most powerful, though, that the game actually intends you to kill is the Vindicator. But we probably won't see much of the Vindicator in this series, unfortunately, because there aren't a lot of woodland mansions out here on the plains, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm really not trying to get killed under here, if you couldn't already tell. Anyways, here we are, back at the old ravine. Creeper, nice try, buddy. You can't do anything to me, pal. Oh, would you look at that? Even more iron. Thanks, Creeper. And even more iron. Look at this guy, man. He's just leading me to all the iron. What an absolute legend. But unfortunately, that does look like it is the end of this area right here. Yeah, highly unfortunate, but that's okay, because I've got a little bit of iron right here, and a little bit of coal, a little bit of lapis, you know me. We could really use a bundle, though, like, to bundle up all this other stuff I collected right here, like the granite, the gravel, and all that. But that's okay. It's always okay. And right there's the exit. I gotta find a way to safely get down there. Oh, would you look at that? Even more coal that I'm gonna grab. Thought I heard something over here in this direction, like a footstep, but it might have just been, like, the bat, potentially? I don't know. Not sure if the bat, if that's like a bug or something, if the bat will actually make footstep noises if it makes contact with the ground. But, maybe it's the Enderman. Or maybe it's just my crazy imagination doing things. Anyways, that was a little bit of a big coal vein right there, but I'm still gonna try to get down right here. There was a little bit of copper right on over here, I think. Here we go. It does look like we have another passageway right there, but I'm gonna save that for another day. Next episode's probably gonna be much of the same thing right here, because I would like to get my hands on some sweet, sweet diamonds and valuables and stuff. Just so that way we can craft ourselves a nice old diamond pick, mine some obsidian using said diamond pick, and go to the nether, where we can do all kinds of wacky stuff. But anyways, yeah, that's all I've really got for you today. I hit the wrong key on the keyboard. Anyways, if you liked what you saw, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, which will, as I said, probably be in a different cave, but it'll be in a cave. Unless something big happens, you know? But, yeah, that's about it. See you later.